one of the speculations that I raised in the past. It was just a speculation based on divination, but it was a speculation and not more than that, not because of the divine basis, but because, I mean, you still had free will. I mean, it's your choice. I mean, and of course, everybody chose to press harder on the foreigners, to behave as violently as possible, and of course, the usual terror. So the speculation was that, I mean, it's possible that, I mean, I thought, I mean, that asteroids are going to hit the Earth, but I didn't know like what size of asteroids. But I thought that maybe this is the end of the Earth. And maybe not only because of the asteroid, but because of other reasons that I've already, I mean, painted during the last year and a half. And I also speculated that in that case, I might be able to help, like find the technology that will at least save maybe small portion of humanity, but some people. And at the time when I spoke about it, like in Twitter and Facebook, I didn't know it. I mean, I did speculate that my body contains nanobots. This is something that I've written about like 3 or 4 years ago, but I didn't know that the nanobots are that sophisticated. I didn't have a clue. I'm still surprised every day by the capabilities. But I did think that, I mean, with the help of God will help me. I mean, I'm not like a genius, and I don't have any special knowledge in physics or natural science, but I thought God will help me. And I remember that I spoke about it, like in the public, I think in Twitter, and I said that if indeed this is true, or perhaps it might be true, then, I mean, every day that passes in the Nazi prison could be millions of people that, I mean, will not have been saved, because even if though we can. Every day that I fight for survival, I fight to be kept out of prison or out of mental asylum. I fight to have any kind of connection with my daughters, and I fight to have like a minimum amount of money, which would be, I mean, enough just to eat and wear something, not something fancy, but something. Any day, and this is years like that, and it's only getting worse. Any day could be millions of people. Any day, because this was the day that I could have, advanced the technology that would take humanity out of this planet. And I mean, what you've seen with regards to fuels in the last week, I mean, you don't have to be a genius to draw the line. I mean, it's not that big of a puzzle. I mean, yeah, I mean, I haven't said it like plain simply, but I mean, of course, like, yes, I mean, burning fuel inside Earth is problematic from like environmentalist reasons, but it's not that problem if you go outside of Earth. And outside of Earth, it's actually, I mean, the amount of fuel, the volume of fuel, or the mass of fuel that you take with you is a great limitation. It's the main limitation for like space travel. I mean, from the beginning of space travel until now. It might not always be so. My guess, like I mean, you know, mostly guess that is based on like my interest in science fiction and futurism, is that sometimes in the future, I mean, doesn't have to be in the future of humanity, but like in the trajectory of technological advancement of a species that is similar to humanity, it might not be the main like hurdle might not be the volume of fuel needed, but it certainly is now. Because I mean, launching stuff like each kilogram outside of Earth is very expensive, but even after that, I mean, if you want like to keep propelling it, you need much more fuel. Generally you don't want. I mean, up until now, I mean, most of the propulsion was done in Earth alone. But after that, because if you want to keep the propulsion outside of the space, you need to carry so much like fuel. And yeah, it's true. Like in the 1950s, and it's true today. You need to carry so much fuel that, I mean, it's like the advantage diminishes with every like kilogram of fuel. all of this is kind of like a no-brainer for anyone that with like a little knowledge of physics and rocketry. Like it's not rocket science, even though it sounds like a rocket science. It's basic stuff. So yeah, I mean, so this was already established as well. I mean, that this is possible. I would say that even in the non-apocalyptic scenario of humanity, deciding to stop moving mouses and tongues and start moving mouses and arms and legs, which they haven't, and that's why they will come to an end. Even in this scenario, I mean, even more so, it was very, very stupid to keep me occupied all day with wars that will allow me to exist here with like the basic human conditions, because it is certain that the technology that I bring with me could have ushered a new age of like a golden age for mankind, with prosperity, with a leap in prosperity that will probably dwarf the leap that was gained during the Industrial Revolution. But okay, I understand that you don't want that. Ego is much more important, and keeping the foreigner under your boot is way more important. And of course, and this is true not only for Israelis but for people outside of Israel, the most important thing is to be able to give advices to the foreigner all his life. He needs to be advised by never-ending list of advisors. Of course, all are paid. He never gets a shekel. He only needs to pay in his flesh and his semen and his blood, in everything that he can. But no one will ever relinquish the privilege of advising to the foreigner by a never-ending queue of advisors, of psychologists and general advisors and social workers. Of course, because he's not smart enough to handle himself, certainly not to raise his children, certainly not to wear his own pants alone. It doesn't matter how much he will study and how many formal qualification he has, and it doesn't even matter if he shows you that he can demonstrate you day after day how the basis of your sciences are wrong. It doesn't matter. It's an axiom that he needs your advice in order to survive. Only your advice. It's never material. It's never money. Money is only taken from him. But advice is only given to him. And this privilege, even people out of Israel, in the United States and in other places, they will never relinquish that. This is the bane of their existence. That their purpose is to give advices to the Nazi war camp prisoner that fights for his life and the life of his daughters. I understand that. I understand it very well. And I don't understand why, when it was demonstrated that this kind of behavior is A, not acceptable, B, will soon cause the termination of mankind, why did you continue? But you still continue. I'm still in the same position. Every day a trial, every day hearing, every day court, I'm the most wanted criminal in the world, even though the only thing I do is just to raise my daughters and to be able to sustain myself, to have a little bit of money and a place to put my head with a roof above me, which is not subjected to unbelievable physical terror that I've described. But everybody that wants it to know already knew. But no, I'm not eligible for these basic terms. But I am eligible to more advice, because advice is what I lack. Advice is what I need in order to see the light, and perhaps to tell the people that sent me that no, don't, stop the Nova, stop the asteroid, stop everything, because I've been given enough advice and now we are all fine. This is ego, and this is disgusting ego, and this is the end of humanity. So maybe it's time to repeat, one more time, even though I don't remember how many times I said it. The last thing in the world that I need is your advice. Whoever you are, the best thing that you can do is to shut your mouth, to close the mouth, and to not open it for a long time now, a long time. Don't use the mouth and tongues. They are not needed. They are not required, and they are actually right now the tools of the apocalypse, the end of mankind. The end of mankind is getting closer with each movement of mouths and tongues. If you want to help me, the best way is to use your arms and legs to run, not walk, to run to Israel and to do whatever you can so I will be freed, rescued, me and my daughters. If for some reason you think that you cannot do it, the second option is to influence, to use your influence on any kind of politician in your like sphere of influence to do exactly this, to run to Israel, to run, not to walk, to run, to close the mouth, to keep it closed, to keep mouth closed. Mouths should not be moved, and lips should not be moved, and tongues should, moreover, not be having heard at all. Run to Israel to get me out of here by force. Run. And if for some reason you think that you don't have any kind of influence even on politicians, and you cannot do anything at all, the least that you can do is to send me money. Yes, I need money. Yes, I am a material creature. I need to eat. I need a place to sleep. I need stuff. And I cannot have money in this place because I am a prisoner all my life. And if someone like my mother offers me money, it always comes from the Shabak, and it is always with the assumption that I need to supply sexual services to the Shabak in return. This is the paradigm of my life. Any money that is given to me, even if it's just a salary that I'm given in fair square for hard working professional job, and believe me, I am very qualified software engineer with all the formal and non-formal qualification. It doesn't matter if I'm getting a salary. The assumption is that I should return sexual services to both men and women that the Shabak wants. That means all according to the interest of the Shabak. They handle the thing, and if I do not comply, and I did not comply, they take everything from me, everything. So no, I need money. I need money in order to live. I do not eat air, and I do not sleep under the sky, even though I would want it. But now I'm under actually house arrest, so even that is not possible. But preferably, I would like to have a roof over me, and these things cost money, and I cannot work here because I live in a Nazi prison. So yeah, if you cannot run to Israel and rescue me and my daughters, and you cannot have any influence on any politician to do so, the third option is to send me money. And this is very simple. Everybody that wants to know what's my bank account can know it. And if you start, the discourse, the movement of lips, you don't understand, this is, questionable, just send you money. How can you explain it to the tax authorities? You should sell stuff and we will buy it. In return, I will say just this. I am representative of a species that can press a button and make the sun annihilate Earth and the entire solar system. That is a fact. And this is the only fact that you need to know. This is the only fact that you need to know. And this is the answer to all your questions regarding taxes and regarding online sales. This is the only thing that you need to know. The only thing that you need to know is this. I'm a representative of a species that can easily press buttons to control the sun like a dimmer in a light bulb in the living room, to fry the earth entirely, or to what extent that they want, like you, choose the amount of light you need in the living room. This is the answer to all your questions regarding tax returns, regarding authorities. This is the answer. If this answer is not enough for you, then the earth is doomed. Because no better answer will be supplied, I assure you.